Hey Aries, this is Tara with June's 2021 reading for us. I am also an Aries. So right away, this is hitting me as a love reading. I'm going to read it in that way. Obviously, you'll know if this is a family situation, a work situation, a soul growth situation. But I'm just going to dive in, tell you what I'm reading, and we will try to dissect it and clarify it. If you want a private reading, they obviously are much more deep and personal. You can email me or just book below. Okay, guys, so here's what we're talking about. There's a situation here that we've been in for a really long time. Not necessarily a committed situation, but there's been a path that we've been called to follow and have been persevering for a very, very, very long time. Okay, this is the whole background driving force. So we've had a lot of life experience and a lot of battering and bruising. And yet there's somewhere we're meant to go. There's some destination here that our soul is moving towards. It's that feeling of like we can't escape staying true to this course, but yet we're tired and we're over it. And it's like we want to give up. Okay, so that's kind of the background. Okay, so the situation we're talking about is a final ending, a final closing of some kind of story that we've believed in, some kind of cycle or chapter of a situation. There's some kind of a turning of the page. There's some kind of a final ending to a certain incarnation of time or a certain way things have been. And it's around feeling rejected. It's almost like we're tired of feeling rejected. We're tired of not being appreciated. We're tired of not being given the keys to the castle we've been promised. That kind of a feeling. Here's our central energy. Okay, so we're not happy with some aspect of this. You know, it's like we've been taken for granted. We've been cast aside. We've been rejected. And that's over. Okay, it's like we've had enough. There's some, now it's interesting because this can manifest in different ways. This can manifest like I'm done with this situation and I'm not gonna acknowledge it or deal with it. This person's cut off from me, right? There's another level of that too, which is there's something that the storyline in my head and how my mind is looking at this situation is no longer viable, is no longer healthy, is no longer the reality I'm choosing on living in. And so there's an acknowledgement on that level of this has to be done, you know, like I have to put this down. The way I'm looking at this or the story I find myself in, it's got to go because it's just repeating itself. And it's just continuing, not to be depressing, because this is the message we need. Okay? Okay. Now, it's talking about the good stuff. Trust me, this is good. This has a payoff here. It's talking about moving forward, okay, to heal. But it's confusing on some level. Like, in some ways, we don't really want to move forward, or we're reluctant to getting to that other side, or we feel like that other side isn't going to happen. It's not going to be possible. We're not going to get to that better side of the shore. We're not going to, you know, overcome this issue, or it's not going to get better. Okay. That's kind of how we're feeling about this. So we're feeling really kind of like jaded, a little bit like, no, I don't believe in that anymore. No, I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think it's going to get better. No, it's just been too long of the same thing. Okay. So that's the energy that we're kind of, but now in the near future, we've got the Four of Wands. This speaks on going home, returning home, celebrating, arriving on some kind of a secure, arriving on the other shore. Look at this. You can't make it up, okay? Here's us contemplating, wanting to heal, but having some difficulties or reservations. And in the near future, oh, look, what do you know? We got there. Okay, so there's some kind of a good job, celebration, job well done. It's almost like taking the story into your own hands and arriving at your destination. I don't know if we expected this to be home. I don't know if this is, we're going to get into this more, but there's some kind of a congratulations, a payoff. And I almost feel like it's like we did it ourselves. We created our own destination. We created our own, and I don't know if this is a really kind of, what's the word? I don't know, reading. Like, I don't know if, I'm curious to hear how this is hitting everybody. Okay. Because we don't understand, this is us right now. We totally are kind of lost. We're like, I don't understand. I thought I knew what was going on. Totally. And I'm not talking about like a little relationship, maybe a relationship that didn't work out, or I'm talking about, this is like something serious, deep, deep, deep. We have been dealing with for years and years and years and years. I'm talking about like an old lost love. I'm talking about deep things in our family or deep things in our psyche. And it's just like, we don't get it anymore. God, hello, why am I here? It's like the hermit, you know, he's on a mission to find the answers and to connect with God, and he's going to quiet every distraction so he can get the truth. And we're like, we have been out in this desert for 40 years and I'm more confused than ever. Okay. So that's kind of what the heck. Okay. What the heck? But there's some kind of in the near future. Okay. There's something's going to come to light. So we'll touch on that. Now the outcome is really interesting because the outcome is talking about love and connection and a decision that has to be made. So it really is as if now, again, it's so interesting interpreting because life continues to surprise you. This could manifest in a couple different ways, okay? For some people out there, you've been in a really hard situation in a love interest, with a love interest, or, you know, someone you love, whatever. And that negative chapter, or the chapter of pain and regret is ending, or of being rejected. There's an ending to that cycle, and there is a beautiful payoff coming. Like, so for some of you, you're going to be surprised at having an offer of love from this person, or things finally, they are healing, or they did heal, or there is this new start. Okay. Now, I don't think that's going to happen in everyone's situation. Okay. For some of us, this could be, okay, finally we are saying bye-bye to some kind of ideal we held on to, or some kind of old love we were hoping for. Done. I mean, there's really nowhere to go from here. That's what this energy is saying. It's like, what else does one do? Nothing. There is nothing else. So it's like that has to close, but don't be surprised if that's when an awesome connection does come in. So that for some of us, I'm feeling like once we close this door, or fully are choosing, I don't want to do this anymore. Or like, I'm surrender. I'm giving up. I don't know, is when, you know, love can come in. So really interesting. Now we also are left here with like a decision. Having to, not getting to tune this out anymore, really having to act, having to decide, having to review, having to make a decision, having to engage in this. So it's like someone comes forward and puts it all out there, and you're going, whoa, what do I do? What do I decide? I can't ignore this anymore. I have to like deal with this. So really, really interesting. Now, why is this Hermit? Because this is speaking to me. Why is this Hermit card reversed? This represents us, and it's saying that we can't get some kind of guidance. We can't get the message. Why do we feel in the dark? Okay, we got the Page of Pentacles. So things are growing. Things are in the works. Things have been planted by the seed of God, and we don't see that yet. But he's like, yeah. Oh, don't you worry. Oh, don't you worry. That garden's a-growing. Oh, there's stuff in the works. Oh, and isn't that interesting? And look what popped out. Okay. Now, I am not one, especially in my old jaded age, to be like, I mean, I used to be, but life has taught me a thing or two. I I am not one to be like, love is coming and everything's going to work out, because so often it's much more nuanced and sadly not a fairy book all the time. But in this particular case, I'm going to say it. This is saying, look, you don't know what's going on. You feel like you're lost, but don't worry, because look at what's been sown and what is going to bloom for you. You're going to find your contentment. You're going to find your partner. You're going to find your joy. You're going to find your happily ever after, the harmony you're looking for, whatever that means for you. You can't see it now, but it's there. Don't worry. You know, it's coming. And I mean, how else would you be able to validate this? I mean, there's the outcome. Here's the near future. We've been struggling a long time. It's saying, yeah, I know. Trust me. We know you've been through the ringer. You have been through the ringer. This is the story of Odysseus, okay? Aries, you know, I know. You know I know what you're talking about. Odysseus. He went through a 20-year odyssey to hell and back, lost his life almost 20 times, but wanted to get home to his love. And went to it, pushed himself. And right when they were going to give up, they only had one more little obstacle to go until the promised land. Okay? So, wow, why is that message coming through? Stay on course. Don't give up. Now, it's so interesting because there's a difference between not giving up and staying true to yourself and to a dream and being attached to that dream. Okay? It's not saying be attached to something. You're only going to be happy if this happens. Pray and hope that this is what I'm talking about, that this is coming in. No. Okay? We can't be attached to, but know that there is this energy that you have wanted and prayed for coming in. And I would not be surprised if, it's kind of like when we least expect it, a kind of a thing. There's something that we're finally letting go of and closing the chapter to. And like, that's when it's something we arrive at. Wow. Okay, let's pull some cards. Yeah, because I don't know about you, Aries, but I feel like for Aries, it has just been a shit show. I mean, we've been through the ringer. I would love to hear, I think astrologically too, it has just been, so, I mean, come on now, that can't last forever, Okay, ask Archangel Michael for help with this situation. So remember to pray. The other interesting thing is, Aries, this is all minor cards. So this is all in our hands. The sooner we let go of whatever this situation was that was a dead end, the sooner we heal and move forward to that new shore, the sooner we will get our just desserts. The sooner we will get that energy that can come back to us because we're open to it now. We're wanting to go to that new place. So we're going to receive that new energy. Use your imagination. You'll see the answer. And God is in charge. Remember, this is us. God, we can't hear you. We don't know what's going on. And God's like, trust me, I got this. Your garden's growing. Love is on the way. So I don't know. That's really interesting. Anything else we can get from this? I just want to kind of get a card for this Four of Wands in the near future. All right, so we got the World, King of Wands, the Four of Wands, the World, the King of Wands. Hold on. Yeah, it's like there's some kind of completion going on. There's some kind of like, we arrived. I feel like it's just a total confidence in ourselves, a total complete, we mastered kind of the lessons of the past and what we've been through. And that cycle is truly over. The Ten of Swords is such a blessing because even though it might seem like, oh God, we have to face an uncomfortable truth, it's really ending this painful cycle. So bye-bye. That's over. That's over. So we get into the good stuff. All right. Nice. I guess that's it, Aries. That's pretty clear. Yay. Okay. So I hope that you liked this June reading. If this resonated with you and you want your, own personal situation really looked at, you can email me, Tara@Tarot, or just book below. Wish you guys have a great month. Yay, we deserve to be happy. And, we're finally, I think, turning a corner in terms of taking that into our own hands 100%. And God's saying, don't forget, you don't have to believe you're going to be alone forever. Like, you don't have to go it alone. Like, I haven't forgotten about you. Okay. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye.